Hello and welcome to Third Act Film, where today we're going to be recasting the DC Cinematic Universe. I'm Todd James, and with me today is James Forbes.
Hello!
Alright, this is going to work a little bit differently than what you might think. So James has got a suggestion for most of the major players in the DC Universe, and he's sort of, got an idea of who he thinks could play them if they were starting from scratch now. And I'm going to be saying if I like them, if I think they're better than who we got now, if they're awful, and stuff like that. Alright?
Cool.
Crack on.
Alright, let's start off with the big man. The biggest of them all, Superman.
Okay.
Now, my pick for Superman
Okay.
is a fine specimen. That is
Perfect. Right.
Matt Bomer.
Okay.
He's done work on the animated side, and he's voiced Superman on
Has he?
a
I didn't
few
know
occasions. That. Yeah, I believe he might have voiced Nightwing as well, but don't quote me on that one. But
okay.
yeah, he's got the look. He looks like a great poster boy.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was more just for me, just the look. I can imagine him with like the curl in the hair.
Yeah.
And I can imagine him doing a lot of like deep thinking, like
Like standing on a pier looking out at a lake, like,
yeah,
Jonathan Kent. Yeah. I don't really like that. Sorry to start on a negative. He kind of looks the part.
Yeah.
He's got the Superman eyes and the Superman chin.
Yeah.
But I mean, I might be completely wrong, but he's kind of small in my head. I look at him, he's not like...
No, he's quite big. I mean, he has lost a lot of weight for certain roles. He did The Normal Heart, and his character had AIDS in that, and he lost tons of weight. Like,
okay.
I'm talking like Matthew McConaughey lost weight.
Right.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've only seen him in one thing, and that thing was Magic Mike XXL. So, like, I don't have a lot to judge him on.
Yeah.
But also, he's quite boyish.
Okay.
He's quite like I don't look at him and think he's like a leader. He's humanity will look to him.
Do you feel that with
Henry Cavill?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's young, but he's...
I think that
he's
boyish.
old man.
I think that boyish thing helps because it's like I'm one man with so much responsibility. I can never live up to this, and I like that in Henry Cavill. That I'm always like, yeah, it's really tough. He's just trying to do the right thing, but there's so many times in like Man of Steel what is the right thing when you're doing the right thing and more people get hurt.
See, he might be, if they were doing Smallville again.
Maybe he
might be good for like not like a teenage Superman, but as like an adult Superman. I don't really see it, if I'm honest. He's not awful. There are worse choices.
Yeah,
but I don't really see it, if I'm honest.
Okay, cool. Moving on then.
Okay.
Lois Lane.
Okay, Matt Bomer's love interest.
Yeah. Remember, the kind of way I've done it is that this is a complete cast that would start filming together. Yeah. So Lois Lane, Lindsay Fonseca.
Much like you, I don't know who that is.
She's in Nikita. She was in Kick-Ass. She was a love interest in that.
Okay.
And she's in Agent Carter. She plays a character in that. You
okay.
Seen that?
Yeah. This is hard for me to say because I have seen Kick-Ass, but Kick-Ass. It's. I mean,
I'm just showing Todd a picture of her now.
She kind of looks like her.
Yeah. I think with the thing that I always liked about Lois Lane is that she is that kind of double trouble, that she's both beautiful and a brilliant mind, right? And she's really good at her job, and that she is an original thinker. Before she meets Superman, she's always getting in trouble anyway. She's always, being held captive or about to, like a train's about to run her over or whatever. Right. But she's trying to get a story. She's a journalist and she's trying to get a good story every time. It just so happens that when her and Superman do get together, he's like, Lois, I've got to save you again. It's not that she then becomes more daring because she's with Superman, that she always is daring. And I think Lindsay can bring that.
Sure. Yeah. Go for it.
But between her and Amy Adams.
I quite like Amy, but then the the Lois Lane in Man of Steel is not
yeah.
exciting at all. It's like
a bit bland.
They put her in because they had to.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I mean, like, I haven't really seen her in much, so I can't really judge properly. But with Matt Bomer, they are like appropriate age for each other. I guess
Matt Bomer's late 30s and she's like late 20s. She's 28.
He's late 30s. God, he's aging well.
Yeah, he's 37.
He's 37.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
That's when you were like, "Oh, he looks boyish."
He's
okay.
older than Henry Cavill, then surely.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Why not?
Henry Cavill's 32. Yeah.
Wow. I would
He's got
never.
5 years on him. You wouldn't think so. Yeah.
Oh no. It looks like
But
Henry
doesn't
Cavill
that-
is the dad. and Matt Bomer is the son.
But doesn't Superman doesn't age, neither does Matt Bomer.
Good point.
Yeah.
All right. Next.
Lex Luthor.
Okay.
Yeah. So keeping in the Superman
Okay.
to play Lex Luthor,
Here it comes.
George Clooney.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now they don't have to do the whole him being bald. I'm not fussed by that.
It's not important.
It's not that important. I get, like, with Batman v Superman, it looks like he will be going bald.
Yeah.
We've seen a picture of him with Jesse Eisenberg. And now, he's got the longest hair possible, so obviously he's going to lose it.
Like this long red hair.
Yeah.
It's just saying, lose me.
Yeah.
It's just screaming. Yeah.
And I think Superman needs to be a discussion of what it is to be a person, what it is to be the best that you can be. Superman is always looking in the best in other people and in himself.
Yeah.
And George Clooney is...
He's the best. Oh my God.
Yeah,
he is the best.
How many years in a row did he win best looking guy, most desirable guy for so long? Imagine if... I mean, he's really talented in his real life as well. He does a lot of charitable work and stuff like that. But imagine
he is Lex Luthor in real life, basically. Yeah.
But imagine if he was a business owner instead of an actor. If he'd gone down the business route and he'd build this empire. And I've always seen it that you have 1 year, 2015 on Time magazine, their person of the year for like the third, fourth time in a row. It's George Clooney's Lex Luthor. And they're like, he's winning it again. He's done so much good and so much. He's such a good person who's done so well. And then 2016, the person of the year goes to Superman, and he's like, how can I compete with an alien? You know what I mean? It's that kind of slight envy, very slight, which
but
then
also
warms.
the entitlement of I've worked so much harder than this guy,
And this guy's just been given it. And then you can have that kind of discussion as well of people who are born with it all, like Matt Bomer.
Like ageless, super handsome Matt Bomer.
Yeah.
Not that George Clooney is, super ugly.
Yeah.
But I like that because I remember first hearing, you were the one who told me Lex Luthor had been cast and it was Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah.
And my immediate thought was, that's good. That's good, that's different, that's cool, that's unique.
Not many people thought that, but
no,
okay.
not many people did, but George Clooney is like when he was cast as Bruce Wayne, even though that turned out really badly.
Yeah.
He kind of is that playboy in real life, that kind of, I feel like he would be believable as like a genius billionaire playboy philanthropist.
Yeah. And if you can have it in such a way that you're agreeing with Lex, like, this man is dangerous, he can destroy the whole planet. I believe this is what they're doing with Batman v Superman, with Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. That it's from a fear that Superman could just wipe us all out, that he has to be controlled, or if not, eliminated. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think George Clooney can bring that with such charm, and you'll be on his side against Superman, only to show that little fire that it is actually just jealousy, and he's managed to create this whole huge argument surrounding it to get him rid of Superman. But at the core of it, he's just, I want to be the best person of the year. I want to be on the front of Time magazine.
Yeah. I think that's really good. I don't think he'd do it, but I think that's a really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Who have you got for me next?
Batman.
Okay. This is the big one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was been shouting this before they cast Ben Affleck, but Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he can definitely do the Batman side. Definitely, without a shadow of a doubt.
That would be stronger for him than Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I think that would be his strength. And if they're going towards a Batman of, it looks like, a lot of this is, I'm basing a lot of my suggestions off Frank Miller, which is similar to what Zack Snyder's done.
And every other Batman interpretation ever, yeah.
That this is the Batman who is a living nightmare. The person who, if you've committed a crime, he doesn't want to hear you plead. He doesn't want to hear anything. He's breaking your arm several times, and then you're going to be in hospital for a very long time.
And as soon as you're at hospital, you're in prison.
Yeah,
and he doesn't care because he doesn't
care. And as well, it's a kind of that he's been doing it so long that he sees them all as the same. He sees it's just, you are a criminal, and I'm going to break every finger. I don't care. That kind of surgical methodology to it all, yeah.
Yeah, I quite like that idea. I remember when it was who should play Batman. Josh Brolin was one of the names I was happy with.
Yeah,
and he's I'm not sure about him as Bruce Wayne, to be honest, because I don't know if he can have the charm and the swagger sort of thing. And the other slight issue, although people go and see a Batman film for Batman, but he proves time and time again that people aren't really interested in seeing him.
Yeah,
he's like not a box office draw, but then Batman is. Yeah, so that kind of overrides it.
Christian Bale wasn't necessarily a box office draw when he started out. Yeah. And then moving on to Batman's, only friend.
His only friend.
Yeah, Alfred.
Yeah.
I was thinking Anthony Hopkins. If Josh Brolin's a bit older, having Anthony Hopkins also being a bit older.
No, I don't see that at all.
No?
I think Timothy Dalton is the dream Alfred.
Timothy Dalton would be pretty sick, yeah.
And no, Anthony Hopkins is too... Like, Anthony Hopkins isn't your butler. He ain't your butler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think he could, though. I think he could if he was in a penguin suit kind of thing. And he's...
I don't see it. I don't think he has the right look. I can't really see him at that... I mean, he's a great actor, don't get me wrong. Sometimes he does paycheck gigs these days.
Yeah.
But I don't see that as a match, really. Timothy Dalton is my choice, but
Timothy Dalton said, okay, cool. That could still fit in this kind of world I'm creating. The other suggestion, the other character playing an important role, the Joker, obviously.
Yeah.
I've got two suggestions.
Okay.
Depending on which way it would go. William Dafoe.
Do you mean Willem Dafoe?
Or Willem Dafoe, sorry.
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
One, he looks like the Joker. He has got the smile, in real life.
Yeah.
He's a great actor.
The craziness down.
And he's got the craziness down. And I think as well, what I really like about this new Batman v Superman, that they've got Ben Affleck and Jared Leto, they're the same age. And you can see that they both have built up a career, I guess. a list of accomplishments, both in their supposed careers. I think with Willem Dafoe, he can bring that on board as well, that he's been crazy for a long time, and he's kind of so crazy that he's calm about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was Green Goblin or Norman Osborn.
Yeah.
And he was pretty good for that. Yeah, anyway, go on.
Minus the costume, yeah.
And
then the other option was Ryan Gosling. I feel...
Okay, I'm wincing. Carry on.
Wincing. But, okay, so consider Heath Ledger's career before he took on the Joker and where he was at.
Right.
He's just rolled his eyes, people. And I believe Ryan Gosling's career is in a similar path. And he's at a similar point in time that if he was able to do a role like this, he could really let loose, and it would be, again, quite shocking, like when Heath Ledger was like a pretty boy doing such a kind of gruesome role.
Yeah, I don't see it. To be completely honest about it, I'm not really a Ryan Gosling fan. I've never been impressed with him. But I have a few suggestions for the Joker, actually, that I always thought. Paul Bettany.
Okay.
Because he is an excellent actor.
Yeah.
And he's got that wiry physicality. He kind of got typecast for a while playing crazy pale people.
Yeah.
But it's not because of that. And the other one would be Edward Norton, who again he's got the physicality for it, and he's just kind of.
I don't know. I feel like
him.
I feel like with Edward Norton, he's more of a man in control. He can create the same sort of level of disaster as a villain if he was playing a villain's role, but I would feel like he's still in control of it and doesn't let loose. You know what I mean? Like
no, because I think like American History X and Fight Club and stuff, all his characters are like neurotic, and if you just turn that up and make him, and also he's not. He doesn't look like he's gonna like tough, but he looks like he will hurt you.
Yeah,
you know,
like he's upset. Yeah.
He's upset. That's one way to put it.
You keep pushing me.
All right. Anyway, carry on.
Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Rebecca Ferguson.
Right.
She's done a great job in.
Seen her in one film. Perfect. Yeah.
Well, she's also in this Norwegian Ice Queen or something like that.
Great.
I've seen a couple of scenes, but that's about it. Just because I'd never, before watching Mission Impossible, I'd never heard of this girl. And I'm like, the nearer to the date of the release of that film, she was getting more and more attention. I'm like, who the hell is she?
Yeah.
And she did a great job. And there's a lot of talks about her getting other bigger roles because of that.
Yeah.
Which is all great. And I was going through, like, so many websites do lists. I believe, have we done a list for this?
Not for Wonder Woman.
No, we haven't done it for Wonder Woman. Okay, but we did one for
that.
Captain. Yeah, we've done one for Captain Marvel, for instance.
Yeah.
And I was seeing all of these lists for Wonder Woman, and it was all kind of unknowns and people who've only done one or two roles but happen to look like her.
Yeah.
And yes, Rebecca Ferguson's only really done one major role, but she did it really well, and it was an action film, and she is believable in a leading role. Kind of, if you can make Tom Cruise take a back seat, a bit like Emily Blunt did in Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you can have Tom Cruise take a back seat from being a lead person for a second, well done, because no one else in Mission Impossible could. Jeremy Renner, who cared?
I cared.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I'm happy with that. I mean, Wonder Woman's been sort of reimagined so many times and like redone. It's kind of hard to put a finger on like what makes her these days. But yeah, I'd be fine with. I wouldn't be like, oh, not Rebecca Ferguson.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I've only seen her in Mission Impossible,
like everyone else.
Yeah, and she was good.
She was good.
Like,
yeah.
I can't. Anyway, yeah. All right.
Moving on. The Flash.
Flash. Right.
The Flash. I was going to suggest this guy for the Aquaman, but I'll get to that in a sec. Armie Hammer.
Okay.
To do the Flash, yeah.
Wasn't he sort of meant to play Batman about 10 years ago?
Yeah. I believe in... Anyway.
Right.
He was, yeah. So the Flash, Armie Hammer, I believe he can bring that... The Flash, out of all of them, has had the most tragic past. Other than Batman, maybe?
Other than Batman, yeah, come on.
He's had the most tragic...
Superman's kind of had a...
Well, his whole planet. But he was a baby.
Yeah,
right? He doesn't remember.
Yeah, and then his real dad.
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on.
The Flash, I feel like he has always been the good guy. He is more, in my eyes, he's more good than Superman is. Because Superman understands the balance between good and evil, and sometimes will do something bad for the long haul, but the Flash will simply refuse. He's always put into a position where, like, if you just do this one bad thing, so many more good things, and he's like, no, I'm the Flash, I can just run faster or something. And I think Armie Hammer can bring that kind of like, no, I've got to do the right thing. I always have to do the right thing.
Yeah. I think he's kind of underrated as an actor. A lot of films he's done have flopped, like Man from U.N.C.L.E., like Lone Ranger.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's another one I'm missing.
Yeah.
But I've always been pretty impressed with him. I don't know if he has the right body type. He doesn't look like a runner at all.
Looks like a swimmer.
Yeah, he looks like a swimmer. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then again, I guess his running isn't from being like really good at running.
No.
It's from the Speed Force.
Yeah.
So really, he could be like a fat middle-aged man, and he can still move really fast.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd be fine with that.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the last one.
Okay.
Aquaman.
I just want to say as well, we haven't done Green Lantern because at the time that we're recording this, Green Lantern hasn't been cast yet.
Yeah.
So there's kind of no point in recasting a role that doesn't exist.
Hasn't been cast.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, Aquaman.
Yeah.
I got two options here.
Okay.
Josh Holloway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because in my eyes, Aquaman needs to be a drunk.
A drunk? What, on the water? He lives in the substance that gets him drunk. A drunk?
I've always seen it that Aquaman has lived on Earth. Not that he is the king of Atlantis yet. When we meet up with him, that he is the prince of Atlantis, but he doesn't know. And that because he's half human, half Atlantean, that he's lived with his human parent the whole time, and which is normally played out as his father,
right,
at a lighthouse.
And at a lighthouse, yeah.
And that his father either A, has a life-threatening disease, or B, has left or has died or whatever, leaving Josh Holloway, and he looks after himself. He's remarkably strong, but he doesn't know why, and he gets drunk and into pub fights all the time, because it will add another. You know, you got Superman, he's like flying around like, and then you've got the Flash like sprinting around, and then you've got Batman who's like a ninja, and then you've got Aquaman who's a brawler, like is a pub fighter, and that's his unique style, and he's an improviser. But also,
if you were super strong, how would you know?
What do you mean?
Because I mean, how many times do you try and pick up a car?
Oh, right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I might be super strong.
And you don't know, because you haven't tried. And that's where it would be with this kind of Josh Holloway.
He's never pushed himself.
Like, he's never pushed himself. And he's never challenged himself to anything. That's why he has to be a drunk. That we meet him as a drunk, and then his journey becoming the king of Atlantis and discovering this whole world.
Yeah.
I think that's a great arc, taking him.
Yeah. And my only slight issue is that the way you've described it, it's like a young guy. Like a young guy who's just lost his fun. Whereas Josh Holloway is, I think, probably in his 40s, early 40s. But I think he'd be an excellent choice.
Yeah.
I think,
The other one was Charlie Hunnam, if you want to go a bit younger.
Yeah.
I believe he could. But I'm more with Josh Holloway than Charlie, but yeah.
Yeah, Charlie Hunnam, I mean, I haven't watched Sons of Anarchy or anything. I've only seen him in Pacific Rim, and he had a really dodgy accent in that. But I mean, he was fine as like a standard kind of action guy. Yeah. Whereas Josh Holloway, I've seen him in a couple of things, mainly Lost. He was in Lost, and he was quite a different character to what I imagine Aquaman would be. But yeah,
I could see. Yeah,
I remember,
and that as a whole cast, they're all kind of similar ages. They're all kind of similar looks. They're all like leading actors.
Yeah.
And I think they could all do their individual films, and when they're all together, I think it's comparable to the Marvel-verse and the quality of actors that they have.
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay, I suppose. Okay. Yeah. A mixed bag, but I think overall pretty decent choices. Yeah. All right. So what about you guys? If you had to recast DC Cinematic Universe, what would you go for? You don't have to be as extensive as this. You can just leave one suggestion for Aquaman, or you can do the whole thing if you like.
Yeah.
All right, leave any thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.
Bye.
But what better way to motivate Nick Fury to do something than to tell him not to do something?
Machines plugged in to believe that they are the machines who have the humans plugged in.
I think, that's probably going to be the biggest one of the year.